Man, we got horrible news that we woke up to today. The legendary drama king K Slade passed away. Now, this is a guy that inspired me to be a DJ. Um, him, DJ Clue, DJ Doo-Wop, Funkmaster Flex, DJ Red Alert, Tony Touch. These guys really inspired me. Being a guy from New York, I would go to the Bronx, hit Fordham Road up, go to Sammy's Fashion on Fordham Road, hit up Music Factory, Bronx Entertainment. If you're from the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I would get these mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Cassette tapes first. It was literally cassette tapes, and then it moved to CD, of course, and then downtown Manhattan, you'd have Burkinas. You'd have all these spots where you would get the mixtapes at, um, and he inspired me literally to start doing mixtapes. So first of all, thank you, K Slay, for inspiring me as someone. Now, what exactly happened to K Slay?
Unfortunately, we woke up this morning and found out the New York City hip hop influencer and graffiti artist DJ K Slade passed away on Easter Sunday at the age of 55 after a harrowing 4-month battle with COVID-19. I'm reading this. All credit goes to the New York Post. That's where I'm finding this at.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that the Trailblazing MC battle referee's tragic passing was confirmed to the Post in a statement from his family. Unfortunately,
I guess so because he's on radio. Go ahead.
Right, and it said that unfortunately, Slay died on Easter Sunday at the age of 55 after a harrowing 4-month battle due to COVID-19. It shows that he was been in the hospital since December. He was hospitalized with COVID, put on a ventilator, and he did fight through it, did the best he could, but unfortunately, due to complications of COVID-19, he did pass away after a 5-month battle with the COVID, and passed away yesterday on April the 17th of 2022.
Wait a minute, what was the date? The exact date?
April 17th.
So it was yesterday. So he passed away on Easter.
Yes, he did.
Some of the art that he had.
Yeah, he was a prominent graffiti artist.
Bombing in New York City. He was in what was the movie called?
Style Wars, which was a 1983 hip hop documentary. Yeah. And his
go ahead, John.
K Slay's tag name, graffiti name was Delz.
DEZ. Yeah, and he was dope, bro. I mean, look at his piece.
Yeah,
that's a fire ass piece right there. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right, Delz. You're absolutely right.
I mean, he was dope at graffiti.
Yeah, and he was the truth.
And that was something that people from New York really respected. That he was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like he would go bombing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we called it in New York. Maybe you guys called it something different, but we wake up, like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, with our cans and our book bags and go bombing. You know what I mean? Like I know in Yonkers, we'd have people would be going out there tagging up AKP, Arabian Nights Posse and LOA. You know what I'm saying? Leaders of all, and like all the crews, the street dudes out there. You know what I mean? And you would see like Stash and everyone's shit, on the walls and everyone, Pro. Shout out to everyone that's graffiti heads all over New York, you know what I'm saying? And Yonkers, because Yonkers heads were really about that, you know what I mean? Even Mount Vernon, that's the area, that I was from. So, like that's why I would always be in the Bronx. That's how I got put on to the mixtape game, because it was the closest spot you could get mixtapes was in the Bronx. Once in a while you have like the Chinese ladies coming with a bag like into the store. You catch them walk into a bodega, selling DVDs, and you catch the mixtapes. But in the mixtape culture, these spots would actually sell their authentic shits. Like you'd walk in there, they have a binder of all the DJs. You know what I mean? So you go there with an 8x10 printout with the list of the songs and then your units. You know what I mean? And then you would give them to the spots and they would sell them shits. You know, and you know, you'd have people going all over. You'd have to go to all of these spots. Like, so when you made it big, you'd have like distribution heads, like street dudes. You'd give them like boxes of 200s because the CDs would come in cases of 200s. You know, so you go to one distribution guy and they give you, you know, depending on how popping of a DJ. I can't even imagine what K Slade was moving back in the day when people were listening to CDs. You know, unfortunately, you know, that kind of destroyed everything, the internet, where, you know, the mixtape game kind of went to shit because, you know, everything was MP3, right? And then, but it still kept going because people were listening to it on like live mixtapes and all them joints. You know, shout out to livemixtapes.com, Dat Piff, even though y'all fucking suck for taking off the Wave Gang mixtapes, Remax B. Shout out to Day in Greece. But you know, this guy's responsible for breaking so many artists.
Absolutely.
And you know, never forget when that beef was going on with Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel. He was the one that played the Jadakiss freestyle going back at Beanie Siegel. Yes.
Really? Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was him. Pretty sure Clue played the freestyle of Beanie Siegel. And no one really has that freestyle. It was only really Clue. I actually have it. Shout out to Jeremy Dash, Dame Dash's brother, because he actually blessed me with a copy of that. I don't think many people have that without the DJ. I'll never forget that day. He gave me the CD and he said, "You better get your ass over the Summer Jam because tonight they going in on Prodigy and Nas." And I wasn't even going to go, and then I went last minute. But we're not going to talk about that today. It's all about K Slay. But you know, K Slay is responsible for so many artists. You know, the thing about K Slay is if you were dope, he was playing your shit. And that was a big thing. Like he was a real fan and lover of hip hop music, where he would play you if you were dope. You know, he would play you if you were dope. He would have you on the radio station. He would have you freestyling. Him, Tony Touch, these guys would have guys on there. He is, to me, you know, he is in a bracket, a level of a Stretch and Bobbito. He's not. It's a different vibe because Stretch and them, they were college radio and they were so underground, and you had all this amazing talent like Nas and Wu-Tang and Jay-Z that were starving, you know, to be heard. And they're playing on a college radio show at freaking, I think it would start at 1 or 2 in the morning on 89.9. We call it 89 Tech 9. So it was a little different. You know, he's on a big station. He's on Shade 45 and also, of course, Hot 97. He was on, he was never on, I don't think, Power 105, but, you know, because Clue's there and him and Clue had a lot of, you know, they had a lot of issues. I don't think that ever got resolved. There was a real famous argument on air, which we'll play a little bit of it. We'll play a little bit of it. It's wild, Jones. Jones never heard this. You know, Jones is from Cincinnati. He's not a New York guy. You know, this actually played on the radio, and it was. I remember listening to this, and it was like, I remember so vividly. I was downstairs exercising in my garage on the workbench, and I didn't listen to it on the radio, but I listened to it on a mixtape, and I was just like, "This is gold. This is the crazy shit." It's 19 minutes long, but we'll play a little bit of it and react to it. Hit 1, 2, 3 in the chat if you hear it, and please hit that thumbs up button and share this. Share this so fans of K Slay can watch this.
Yes.
But please let us know if you hear the audio once I press play. Let's go, man. Let's play it.
Right, I'm right here, man. What's poppin'? What's good?
You tell me what's good.
I don't know what you heard. What you heard you ain't like.
Yeah, I'm hearing a whole bunch of stories.
What you know? The stories. They saying that you don't like what you heard.
Jones, can you hear it?
100%.
All right, let's go.
Right, I'm right here, man. What's poppin'? What's good?
You tell me what's good.
I don't know what you heard. What you heard you ain't like.
Yeah, I'm hearing a whole bunch of stories.
What you know? The stories. They saying that you don't like what you heard. What did you hear you ain't like?
What did you say?
See, this is some news. See what I mean? Calling because you heard something you ain't like. What did you hear you ain't like?
You stepped to me and told me you wanted it, and I said, keep it music?
Hey, yo, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Did I say that, Stress?
Crazy, right? This is on air, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Jones, this is on air, Jones.
On air?
On air. 19 minutes of them going back and forth.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a
crazy.
gem. That's
You heard something you ain't like. What did you hear you ain't like?
You stepped to me and told me you wanted it, and I said, keep it music?
Hey, yo, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Did I say that, Stress?
That didn't come through over here.
That didn't come through over here, man. Whoever gave you that message, you know what I'm saying? You need to holler at them, man. Because you know my style. If I was going to say that to you, I'd say that to your face. I ain't got to come to the radio. But whoever delivered that message to you, you need to bark on them, dog.
You didn't say that you was a bitch and a coward and that your jail record.
Bitch don't come over the airwaves. I ain't say bitch.
You said you stepped to me on some beef and shit, and I said, keep it music. That's what you said?
Hey, yo,
You
listen,
didn't have
man.
no choice but to keep it music.
I said, yo, check this out.
Exact word.
Check, he said, what is the beef with you and Clue? I said, I don't consider it no beef. You understand what I'm saying? Because Clue's a coward.
Damn! Can you hear this clear? Chat.
Yeah, very clear.
What's good? Did y'all ever hear this before? This was when New York radio was effing bananas, bro. It was effing bananas, bro. The Drama King, man. Rest in peace to the Drama King, man. And salute to Clue, man. I'm not, leaning toward one way. This is between these two men right here. But yo, this was a 19-minute of them going back and forth, barking at each other, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Dog.
On live radio.
Yes, barking. Let's go.
Right, I'm right here, man. What's poppin'? What's good?
You tell me what's good.
I don't know what you heard. What you heard you ain't like.
Yeah, I'm hearing a whole bunch of stories.
What you know? The stories. They saying that you don't like what you heard. What did you hear you ain't like?
What did you say?
See, this is some news. See what I mean? Calling because you heard something you ain't like. What did you hear you ain't like?
You stepped to me and told me you wanted it, and I said, keep it music?
Hey, yo, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Did I say that, Stress?
That didn't come through over here.
That didn't come through over here, man. Whoever gave you that message, you know what I'm saying? You need to holler at them, man. Because you know my style. If I was going to say that to you, I'd say that to your face. I ain't got to come to the radio. But whoever delivered that message to you, you need to bark on them, dog.
You didn't say that you was a bitch and a coward and that your jail record.
Bitch don't come over the airwaves. I ain't say bitch.
You said you stepped to me on some beef and shit, and I said, keep it music. That's what you said?
Hey, yo,
You
listen,
didn't have
man.
no choice but to keep it music.
I said, yo, check this out.
Exact word.
Check, he said, what is the beef with you and Clue? I said, I don't consider it no beef. You understand what I'm saying? Because Clue's a coward. He ain't going to step to me on no beef, yo. He ain't got no choice but to keep it
What is that
music.
supposed to mean?
You heard what the fuck I said just now. Try to twist
Man,
my words.
don't go out of town and become an actor, dude.
Hey, yo,
Straight up.
Clue, you the actor. Like, I don't know that you be out of town saying shit in interviews and so on and so forth, man.
Yo, let me ask you a question. What profit I get going out of town saying your name, nigga?
Because
I know
that's
you're
you.
out of town.
Because that's your style.
Yeah, right.
That's
Come
your
on, nigga.
style.
You know my style.
No, I don't know your
keep
style. I don't know your style. I don't know nothing about. I don't know no.
He said, no, I don't know your style. I don't know your style. Look, this is only like 2
Live?
minutes.
Live?
Pretty sure it was live, man. I listened to it on the mixtape, though, bro.
Wow.
This was on the radio, bro. That's why he said, I ain't cursed because I'm on the
You
radio.
was a bitch.
Where's it at?
You wanted it, and I said, keep it music?
Hey, yo, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Did I say that, Stress?
That didn't come through over here.
That didn't come through over here, man. Whoever gave you that message, you know what I'm saying? You need to holler at them, man. Because you know my style. If I was going to say that to you, I say that to your face. I ain't got to come to the radio. But whoever delivered that message to you need to bark on them, dog.
You was a bitch and a coward, and that your jail record.
Bitch don't come over the airwaves. I ain't say bitch.
You said you stepped to me on some beef and shit, and I said keep it music. That's what you said?
Hey, yo,
You
listen,
didn't have
man.
no choice but to keep it music.
I said, yo, check this out.
Exact word.
Check, he said, what is the beef with you and Clue? I said, I don't consider it no beef. You understand what I'm saying? Because Clue's a coward. He ain't going to step to me on no beef, yo. He ain't got no choice but to keep it
What is that
music.
supposed to mean?
You heard what the fuck I said just now. Try to twist
Man,
my words.
yo, don't go out of town and become an actor, dude.
Hey, yo,
Straight up.
Clue, you the actor. Like, I don't know that you be out of town saying shit in interviews and so on and so forth, man.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
Jesus. And this was the time where the internet wasn't really the internet. Like, so it was all like off of CDs and yo, yo, did you hear this shit? Did you hear it on the radio? No, I missed it. Then you would have to go and buy the mixtape to hear this, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was different.
Wow.
Like you had to put footwork to hear things like this back in the days, B. Let's continue.
Damn.
What props would I get going out of town saying your name, nigga?
Because
I know
that's
your
you.
style.
Because that's your style.
Yeah, right.
That's
Come
your
on, nigga.
style.
You know my style.
No, I don't know your style. I don't know your style. I don't know nothing about. I don't know
I
no.
met you, we was keeping it funky. You
said what?
I said when we kept it, and we was toe to toe. We kept it funky. What
When?
you talking about? I
When?
didn't back down from nobody.
When? Yo, Clue, you couldn't do nothing to me. You couldn't even handle my little brother. What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever. Man.
What are you talking about?
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I ain't with all the acting shit, man. I'm
Yeah,
a grown
man,
ass man.
fuck
I'm a
acting,
grown ass
nigga.
man.
Fuck that, nigga. My motherfucking life is real. Fuck you
Yeah,
talking about
okay, whatever,
acting, man.
Whatever.
That was crazy. You never heard that, right?
No.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Their beef was so real. It was like, you know, they didn't like each other. I think a lot of it had to do with competition, though, bro, because you know,
Oh,
the
okay.
competitiveness, and also during in hip hop in New York, bro, it was so competitive. Like, you know, like DJs hated each other, or they'd fake love, you know, show fake love and all that. You know what I mean? Because
Wow.
we've run
Yeah,
into each other, DJs. I mean, like if you were out in New York, the culture was where mixtape DJ culture in New York, you'd run into these DJs. You know what I mean? DJ White Owl, rest in peace to DJ White Owl. You know, K Slay, you know, Doo-Wops and all these guys. Like those guys inspired people like me, DJ Diggs, DJ White Owl. You know, these our generation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the men like this dude and Doo-Wop and all of us inspired the shit out of us. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's just crazy. Like it's sad because like you think people are gonna live forever, man. You know, and he was young. How old was he?
55. 5'5".
Yeah.
That's
and
young.
I see DJ K Slay a lot, you know, at the industry events. Yeah, I see him tons of times. You know, just short little conversations.
Of course.
Nothing. I never had any relationship with him as far as like hitting him up, building with him. You know, just because it would just be a quick. You know, I may be with someone that he knows, and yo, what's up? You know, he'd be out there in New York. You know, so but I didn't know him personally. I definitely did. You know, but yeah, and once again, you know, heavy with the graffiti. He was one of Harlem's most known graffiti artists under the tag Delz TFA. Like that, and you know, you would see his stuff around his neighborhood, Spanish Harlem. That's where he was at, in Spanish Harlem. So you know,
he was actually featured in that movie.
Black Rob was also from Spanish Harlem. Rest in peace to Black Rob. Shout out to Illa Styles in the building. Guys, hit that thumbs up and hit that share button, man. for the culture, man. We just trying to give a good tribute to this man. But yeah, man, he would, you know, this guy would break a lot of records, play a lot of exclusives.
Wasn't his first studio mixtape in 2003 during the Street Sweeper series?
Yeah, well, Street Sweepers was originally the Street mixtapes.
Oh, okay.
And then he would put out the albums. I mean, he has a record that he released, I think, a year ago or so, and it had like 100 rappers on it. You ever hear that record?
That it's like an 8-minute track or a 12-minute track.
There's like literally like 100 rappers on it.
Yeah, yeah, there is a lot.
Like a lot of MCs are on that shit.
A lot.
It's a fire.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is. It's really fire.
Like he been doing shit a little different, man. You know, but the mixtape game, man, like it was so special back in the days because he would have so many amazing talent on there, and he wouldn't just have the typical heads. He'd put on people. You know, if he liked you, he'd play your music, and it was as simple as that. If he liked you, he's playing your shit. So, and that's the way it's supposed to be, right? That's absolutely the way it's supposed to be. You know, as I said, look, I came up DJing, doing the mixtape thing. I had to do a tribute to this man. Look, there's him and a young Eminem. Look how young Eminem looks right there. So, you know,
I actually have a magazine cover with him, with you featured and him featured in that same thing. The Foundation.
That's from Foundation magazine.
And then I have the article right here featuring K Slay, right here.
Mm-hmm.
The Drama King.
Yeah, that was a special magazine that I was for me because. Yeah,
we were in there four pages afterwards.
Yeah, there was a special magazine for me because K-Slay was on the cover. Show the cover again, please. Yeah,
right there.
It was really special to me that I was in that magazine, because of the fact that, you know, this guy inspired me. I mean, the first magazine I was ever in, Just Blaze was on the cover of it. And that was I forgot what that magazine was. It was for like
Foundation.
No. This other magazine, the first one I was ever in. I forgot what it was called, but Just Blaze was on the cover of it. It was like a magazine for like DJs and producers. If I said it, you guys would know. But yeah, man. Yeah, as soon as I knew you had that magazine, so I don't even know if I have any more copies of it, which is sad. I think I have one copy of it. I gave a lot away. It's actually
a 4-page spread with that involves K Slay. You know, it talks about his history and his involvement with hip hop and so forth. It's very inspiring article, to tell you the truth.
And then that's the thing about him. He's a purist. You know, they always say the elements of hip hop, breakdancing, graffiti. You know, like all of that.
Yeah.
And it's like. Him, he lived through all of that, and he'll never be back to that, I don't think, because it's a new day and age, you know. And they crack down on graffiti so much, like you can get yourself in some big ass trouble off some damn effing graffiti now. So I mean, it's like, but you know, I know people's hearts are broken that in the music industry today, because of K Slay just being such an effing legend. Look, there's him and the God, Raekwon the Chef, right there.
Oh, yeah, that's a great picture.
Yeah, look at him with the crown on his head, man.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah.
That's a real good picture. That's a dope picture. Yeah, you know, me being from Cincinnati and not being around, you know, the mixtape scene, you always heard different names, and K Slays was right at the top of the list. You know, you heard the Funkmaster Flex, the DJ Clues, the Tony Touches, the Kid Capri's, but you always heard K Slay mentioned in that same, you know, in that same realm of different DJs and things like that. And then once the mixtape scene became a little bit more popular and moved across the country, especially to the Midwest, then you started to get in depth, you know, for fans of, you know, of New York City hip hop and hip hop in general. then you started, once that started, that movement went across to the Midwest in cities and weren't necessarily, larger cities for different cultures of music and things like that, is when we finally started to hear, got to hear K Slay, Funk Flex, Clue, all these people. And K Slay was certainly at the top of the list for breaking artists, and couldn't wait for the next mixtapes to come out so that you could hear what was coming up next. That's one thing that I always liked about the mixtapes and the mixtape game, was that if it was hot and it was dope, you couldn't wait for the next one to come out. Like, you couldn't wait. Like, what's going to come out next? Who's going to have on here next? Because it was so crispy and so nice, nice and neat. It's really good stuff.
I mean, well, the thing is, you would have the thing about the mixtapes, like the physical, like street mixtapes, was they got the exclusives. That's what attracted me to the mixtape game, was the fact that I would hear all these mixtapes that Clue, K Slay, and then would have all these effing exclusives. And I'd say to myself, man, I know some of these damn rappers, like, like, I know I could get to some of these guys, I know I could get to the studio. Like, I know I can. So I'd be like, let me try to do this, because I love music so much,
Yeah.
We got a super chat that came in. Thank you, man. It says, DJ K Slay every Thursday, 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. Hot 97, your favorite underground artist and mixtape live on Hot 97. Yeah, man.
Wow.
You play a lot of people that I am friends of, who I know are heartbroken. Shout out to Termanology, Tony Moxberg. These guys that, I know he gave a shot to when they were coming up, and it's like, it's a big loss in hip hop today, especially the mixtape culture. And I always wanted them to do like a documentary on mixtapes, like the New York City mixtape culture, because it was and I hope one day someone films a documentary and talks about how it went, because it's crazy how it was. You'd have stores in all 5 boroughs, and then you would have people that would go out of town with your tapes to put them in other spots out of town. That would hit Jersey up, then go to Philly. Then before you know it, you have people in Virginia and North Carolina. I remember when I first came to North Carolina, my shit was in the spots.
Yeah.
But heads would bootleg the shit too, and then distribute the bootlegs. But I just wanted to be heard. That was all it was. But yeah, man, K Slay, there's a big loss in hip hop today.
Huge.
And I feel like in 2022, DJs aren't really appreciated like they used to be, because of the internet. People could just upload their stuff on the internet. Versus before, it was where the only way you're getting heard was in the clubs, the strip clubs, radio, or mixtapes. So DJ was really important to these artists. So now a lot of artists don't appreciate the DJs much, because the DJ doesn't have as much to offer the artist. And me and Jones were having a conversation earlier about being used. Kanye West has a quote, and we had a conversation earlier. It's better to be used than to be useless. That's deep shit. And I was breaking that down to Jones, where, if someone uses you, but it's business-wise, as long as you're getting something out of it, you got to look at the glass half full, and utilize that. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Both start with a damn U, So it's like, now that the artists don't need DJs like they used to, what does an artist really need a DJ for? There's no mixtapes. They stopped putting DJs on the mixtapes to do the shout-outs, because realistically, listeners don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear just the clean song, So it kind of, but people still like that. Look, Dreamville, they just released a mixtape with DJ Drama. You know what I mean? And I played a few cuts on Caffeine. I'm going to play some cuts tomorrow night. I may go back a little bit later tonight and just play a little bit, go through some DJ drama music. I think that could be fun. And you know, but like as I said, like K-Slay, DJ Doo-Wop, especially DJ Doo-Wop and Clue, those two men really inspired me to do mixtapes. And Tony Touch, those three. Those were the three amigos to get me going. And then when I was really beginning to just get it going a little bit, I remember doing a Best of Snoop mixtape, and then I had Sean Prez call me, who was managing Diddy at the time. And then the next day I had DJ Honda hit me up and tell me how much he loved the mixtape. I said, holy shit, like these guys are actually calling me.
Wow.
Like Prez said, I never call DJs. I have to call you. I love this. I can't stop listening to it. You know, and at that time I was like, wow, you know, and then K-Slay and Dazon, you know, present Street Sweepers. And
the Street
I would get those mixtapes, as I said, you know, if you're from the Bronx, you know, or if you listen to old Clue tapes, even my old tapes you hear. Shout out to BX Sport, not BX Sport. Oh yeah, BX Sports too would get shouted out. But shout out to I'm talking about the old days, you know, back in the fucking days. You know, shout out to Bronx Entertainment. Shout out to Sammy's Fashion, Black. You know, shout out to Black, man. I don't know what's going on with over there anymore, but Black was the guy over there. Shout out to freaking Anthony and everyone over at Music Factory, Fordham Road in the Bronx. Like, you know, those were my stomping grounds. And I would always see the K-Slay tape and look at that playlist and see some gems in there, you know. Gems. Like joints you won't hear for months. You wouldn't hear these songs for months. And that was the attraction of the mixtape, because the internet now, if someone gets a song, they put it on YouTube.
Instant. Yeah.
But back then, it wasn't like that. It would go from CD to LimeWire or Kazaa or one of them joints. Kazaa. That was the only way you get it on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the only way you were getting it, man.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody from Cincinnati.
Keep going, please.
No, especially from somebody from Cincinnati like myself. You know, in order for me to hear any of these mixtapes, because you couldn't just go around the corner and pick them up at your favorite little spot like you were talking about. You know, you'd actually have to go on the internet or hope that they came around and you would find one, you know, at a local spot or somebody, you know, offering these mixtapes to you. But going on LimeWire and those things back at the time and those different platforms, that's the only place I personally could hear these tracks that were on the mixtapes or anything like that, because they weren't readily accessible like in the big cities where the DJs were actually, you know, very popular in that area. It was very tough in Ohio, in the Midwest town, to find mixtapes like this, being a hip hop head.
And what you would do is, if I'm not mistaken, because I, you know,
preach.
As I started traveling as a DJ, like, you know, when I linked up with like people like Jermaine Dupri, and I had those opportunities to go out of New York, like I would meet a lot of people, and you know, they would like, I'd go in girls' cars, you know, like in Miami or Detroit or something, you know what I mean? And while I'm out there hanging out with some, you know, while I'm out there working, and they would have like a CD with like burnt songs, and you would hear one song would be DJ K-Slay, the Drama King. I know, terrible imitation, and then the next song would be Clue, because they'd be downloading the songs they like off of that. This is different culture. That's why I want to do this broadcast today. I just want to make sure you guys are enjoying it. So hit the thumbs up and the super chats and all those donos. That lets me know for us to continue doing the show, because once we die out, then once I see the energy in the chat die out, then it means, okay, it's time to end the show. So thank you, Clint Stewart. Feel free to keep sending them. because yeah, we're a half an hour in. I'll keep talking hip hop for hours until I'm blue in the face. But Jones, man, let's talk. Let's go here, and this will be a good segue. Let's go to hit this promo. What song does Jay-Z have that makes you really think?
I do anything. Yes, I do. Anything for you.
Sing it again.
I do anything. Yes, I do. Anything for you. Right. And that's a Grammy. And that's a Grammy, I'm pretty sure. That's a Grammy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my
Yo, that was incredible. Sing it again.
Boy, Young Jizzle, nigga, y'all know what it is, man. DJ Delz.
Peace, man. What's up, y'all? This is Common, and right now you checking out DJ Delz. Stay in tune with him, all right?
DJ Delz, absolutely wonderful.
What it do, what it does, the kid, Mr. R.I.P. himself, low soul, case you ain't know so, rocking with DJ Delz.
And with it, y'all, it's your boy, Neighborhood Nip. Big shout out to my homeboy, DJ Delz. No question, Neighborhood Nip.
Delz, Red, man, I'm in the building. Let's get it.
Man, hold on one second.
Boom, boom, boom. What's good?
I wanted to play that Jay-Z promo because, you know, Jay-Z wasn't very fond of K-Slay because K-Slay played that Ether record on his man. Yeah,
that's right.
So you know,
that.
back then, you know, people would take that shit personal, like seriously, bro. Heads would take this shit personal, and and he wasn't happy about that. And I'm pretty sure it was Cameron. Cameron brought him to Baseline Studio. Now that's Jay-Z's studio. Jay-Z recorded a lot of the classic albums after Streets is Watching, after Life and Times. Like he would record like Blueprint and, you know, all of those records that we love. The Kanye West records, a lot of that stuff was recorded at Baseline Studio. And I have a thought too. I remember fucking J. Cole being outside of Baseline trying to get signed by Jay-Z with my dude Elite. Stood out there, but it didn't happen. But all night long. Because it was different. Dog, it was different back then, B. You had to stand outside, bro.
I've heard you mention that a few times. You know what I'm saying?
I never
you had to be hungry.
About that story, but yeah.
No, not that story, but the actual artist.
Elite did the record. He was a producer. He made beats for J. Cole. He also made beats for a lot of people. He was an in-house producer for Rough Riders. So I'd go there and I'd have the pleasure of seeing him making beats because they'd have beat rooms. It would be amazing at Powerhouse, Yonkers, New York. And I'm from around that way, 5 minutes from my house. So I'd be in the studio with that guy. I'll be in the studio with Neo, The Matrix, who's done records for everyone from shit. I think Beyonce to Jay-Z to the Locks and everyone. So that's insane. Wow. But and make sure you guys join that Patreon because if you love music. With the Patreon, you guys can ask me stories, and I share a lot of stories. But 153 episodes, and I talk about a lot of amazing stories in my life. Running around trying to get exclusives as a mixtape DJ, because you'd have to do that back in the days, in the beginning. You know, you wasn't email. You had to go to the studio, and you had to wait sometimes. And wait and wait, just for them to burn the CD, burn the song in the CD, hot off the press. Wow. John King Studio. Sometimes you wait there for hours while sitting in the session, and you know, and wait and wait. I won't say with artists because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but you know, and then but it wasn't under the bus. I eventually get the joint, but it was a lot of work back in the days. Coming up as a mixtape DJ. So that's why I said they got to be. I hope one day they do a documentary on the mixtape culture, because it was a culture.
Huge. Man. It's huge.
You know, You'd see, you go to Canal Street and you see DJs going over and hitting all the spots on the block, and you know, sometimes you'd be friends with them, sometimes you wouldn't. But yeah, Jay-Z, Cameron brought K Slade to the Powerhouse studio where Hove was, and Hove wasn't happy about him playing that Ether record. Yeah, it's a historic story that you can watch on Drink Champs. A lot of historic stories, you know, a lot of drama at times. I remember there was even drama once with Max B was on K Slade's show, and him and Papoose went at it, you know. Papoose and Max B had a thing, and K Slade, and it was crazy. And you could watch that clip on YouTube. He was really the drama king. There was always tons of effing drama, a lot. It was like that.
So did you say that the internet? You say the internet changed the whole mixtape scene. It
destroyed the mixtape scene.
Yeah.
Because what it became was the mixtapes. It became where this is the progress of it, and then we'll get to, of course, Papoose, because we have to talk about Papoose and K Slade. You know, as I said earlier, the way you would hear the exclusives, and chat, keep rocking with me, show that love and support, because if I don't see that in the chat, it means yes. Music Hut, 125th Street, Bundy's Kicks, salute, B. 100%, man. I remember how hard it was at first for me to get my shit in there. Like, it would be difficult. You know, like the Bronx showed me so much love, like off rip. Like the Bronx was like, I was in the Bronx and they just loved me. They take my shit. But other spots, bro, it was hard. Burkina's downtown, right downtown in the LES, Lower East Side. Dude, I had to earn my respect from Burkina, man. It was hard, bro. And then I remember record labels would say to me, yo, I can't help you. Like Def Jam would be like, yo, we can't give you exclusives if your shit ain't at Burkina's. You know what I mean? I won't say who the execs were. And then I finally got in Burkina because I'd go there all the time. And shout out to Burkina, man. Cool cat. If you're a New York cat, if you were a New York hip hop head, you know about Burkina's. You know what I mean? And I would try so hard to get in Burkina's. I'd have my shit at Fat Beat. Shout out to DJ Clips and his girl too, because they used to show me so much love. DJ Clips, and it was like, yo, it was so amazing to have my shit there, because I loved that store, bro, because that store was connected to 89.1 with DJ Clips. Oh. He would have a radio show on Wednesday night, and he was cool with Stretch and Bobbito. You know, we're talking 90s hip hop shit right here, bro. We're talking the culture. If you really know about that hip hop life, especially in New York, this is a gem of an episode right now, because you're gonna be like, holy shit, man, you're bringing me back, bro. But like, as far as getting back to your question, the internet, like, so you had the mixtapes, and then you had like Dat Piff, right? And then Dat Piff would upload the uploads of the mixtapes would be there. That didn't really kill the shit, but the problem was that the police would come and raid a lot of these mixtape spots. There was a lot of problems. So they would go and raid, like, for instance, Canal Street. They'd go and raid Canal Street, the guys in Canal Street, arrest them, fine them, mad money. And if you get locked up on a Friday, you're not getting out till a Monday.
Monday.
Till Monday. They take you to the tombs.
Yep. You're chilling till Monday.
So, you know, and these guys that had these spots, sometimes the spots would get raided, bro. And you know what's crazy? They don't even get the credit they deserve as part of hip hop. Because without these spots, motherfuckers wouldn't be able to put their mixtapes in there.
Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Think about it.
All right. Yeah.
There would be nowhere for people to get them. But as the internet started progressing, and you had Dat Piff, you had live mixtapes where people were able to, the stuff was streaming from up there. Like that was cool and all. But then, you know, you have iTunes come in, and then before you know it, there's, you know, right now it's like you pay $5 a month and you're able to listen to anything you want, you know. Plus you started having mixtapes without the DJs on them. And that really
you did. Cool. Oh, okay.
The mixtape became, because artists realized that they can make money off of iTunes just putting out mixtapes as albums and just calling it a mixtape. And not even having DJs talk on them, mix the songs together, you know. Like you hear mixtape now, it's not even blended. No,
it's not even the same. No. Not at all, brother. You know? It's not even the same.
It's a different thing. So it's technology, bro. Technology killed it. But at the same time, let's be real, bro. How amazing is it that I could just say, hey, I'm not going to say any of the devices because they'll go on. But hey, play, you know, play the new effing Young Jeezy song or Papoose, you know, Letterman, or play some shit, you know. Play a Papoose record or something. Alphabet. Go right to it. You know, it just plays it. So it's like they became the DJ of what y'all want to hear, the actual fan of hip hop wants to hear.
Wow.
How can you beat that?
No, you can't, especially at your fingertips like that, not even have to leave your own place of residence, you know what I mean, to be able to pull up a song or pull up anything. You're absolutely right.
And then you have the artists that stop giving you the exclusives, you know? Because the way it used to be for mixtape DJs, for me at least, I get a call from someone. Shout out to my boy Dan Green, by the way, over at Koch. Like I'll get a call from a guy at a record label, right? And they'll be like, "Yo, I got exclusives for you, but you got to put it up top." You know what I mean? First 5 songs. So then you work around that. You know, I mean, I know DJ K Slay's a huge mixtape DJ, so he's getting shit fed to him, you know, left and right. Or he just texts, you know, maybe he'll text. At the time, he was probably, you know, when the mixtape shit, he hit up like Super Mario. That was the dude that ran with D Block, you know. Yo, I need pieces. I'm dropping a new record, you know. Or they'll just send him a freestyle, you know. People like me, I would have to go. And then once I had something to work with, then I would go and hit up like a Super Mario and be like, yo, can we link up? Can we meet up on Tuckahoe Road? You know, because that's Yonkers. Like the studio was right on Tuckahoe Road. So I'd go over there and I'd link up. Or I'll meet him in Fordham because he was I think he lived in the Bronx. And so you would have to, I'd literally have to go and drive to the Bronx, then drive to like Chung King's studio and see if I get an exclusive at the studio if an artist is there. Then hit up fucking Sony, you know what I mean? Hit up people that were working in the Universal building where all the record labels are. Go down to Daddy's house and shout out to my dude Richie. You know what I mean? Richie, damn it, what's his last name? Richie would be on. He was on Love and Hip Hop. Richie from Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? I know that guy Richie from Love and Hip Hop because he worked at Bad Boy. I'd hit up my dude fucking Sean Prez, but Sean Prez was a big dog. He worked with Diddy, like he was his manager, so he put me on to Rich. You know what I mean? And Rich would hook me up. A lot of people see Rich from Love and Hip Hop don't understand that Rich was the guy to go to. Us DJs would go to him and he would feed us, you know, the joints, you know. And then you'd have artists that want to come up, like the Termanology. And I text Termanology, yo, you got a freestyle for me? And he would record one, you know, for me, you know. And then look at Termanology now, he's popping, you know. And it's like I was the first DJ to ever play Termanology on a mixtape, by the way.
Really?
First DJ ever to play his song on a mixtape.
Wow.
I played the freestyle he did to the Desert Eagle record with Tony. What's the guy that I said you look a little like? Tony Sunshine.
Oh, Tony Sunshine. Yeah.
First dude ever. I heard it. I went crazy. And then you know, That's but the internet destroyed the mixtapes, and also the art. As I said, the artists don't need the DJ like they used to. They don't. It's just unfortunate, you know. The artist doesn't need the DJ like they used to. Look, Illa Styles. Illa Styles is an upcoming artist, right? What can I do for Illa Styles now versus back in the days, in the 90s, early 2000s? What do I have to offer him? I could play his music on I mean, I actually could offer him a whole bunch if I really think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it wasn't like it's, you know, it wasn't like as such, you know, what you're trying to say. It wasn't like back at that time when the DJ and the mixtape scene was such an impactful scene, and the DJ had such a large impact with the artist that was, you know, with him, that he was assisting. It was a whole different time zone back then. So back then, you know, you could maybe do a lot now, but back then when that DJ scene was such a hot scene, such a commodity, that it would be, you know, you'd be able to do a lot more then than now because of technology and the way that the internet and everything is faced.
Yeah. Shout out to Termanology. He's actually tuned in right now. He just texted me. That's wild. Yeah, I texted a few artists, but it's early, and you know, people are upset. You know.
Yeah, this is huge.
So I understand people don't want to come up, but yeah, and then we got to talk about Papoose, because look, like Papoose was K Slay's artist, man, and you know, everyone had their artists, and I felt like Papoose was K Slay, like excuse me, let me figure out the right way to say it. Papoose was like what Fabulous was with Clue, you know what I'm saying? Like every big DJ had their artist, you know, and this was his guy, you know. And Papoose is an amazing lyricist. He's amazing. He's absolutely effing amazing. It's a damn shame that he hasn't gotten, to me, the right credibility as an artist. I think part of it has to do with once you get those major deals, and then shit just some of these A&Rs do the wrong decisions. Like his first single, if I'm not mistaken, was with Snoop Dogg, and he shouldn't have his first single with Snoop Dogg. He's a New York artist. No. He should have had his own record with, you know, if anything, give him get a Jadakiss or someone like that, you know, get a Styles P or an artist of like that. That's not the right way to introduce him, you know. Perfect example. And I'm not, and I'm not trying to diss anyone. I want to make this clear. Because he's a friend. I consider him a friend of mine. Rock from Helter Skelter. Rest in peace to Ruck, aka Sean P. You know, Ruck got a huge record deal with Interscope. He signed to Interscope, and I was so excited. And you know, Interscope always sent me all the new shit. They'd mail it to me from California. Nice. Shout out to Blanco over there. He used to work over there for any industry dudes. And you know, I remember seeing his first single, and it was like a West Coast sounding record. And I didn't like that, you know. I liked the record, but I didn't like how they laid him his layout, you know. I didn't think that was the right layout for him. And then, you know, like, you gotta lay shit out right. You don't have to have a New York artist, but it's gotta make sense. Like, perfect example. And I was just gonna talk about you, and you're here. Shout out to Termanology in the building. Perfect example. Termanology, one of Termanology's first singles, was with an artist outside New York, and he's not from New York. He's from Boston, Lordstown to be exact, Massachusetts. He had Bun B. That was your first single, correct? Like first like single, like where we had the vinyl and it was rocking, right?
No, it wasn't the first, but it was like one of the big ones. It was like when it came out. Watch How It Go Down was the single, and Premier did that.
But you see how he had Premier on, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
So I still had that hit, that sound, you know. They had that right sound.
And then Bun B called Premier, like, yo, who's Termanology? I want to work with him.
Yep.
And then that's how we made How We Rock.
And I think that's how come that record works so well versus other guys who that grabbed other people from outside of town, but they didn't have the sound of them. But let's move on from that. I know you got to be upset about this, and I wanted to just have you on. I invited. I know it's last minute. I appreciate you on here. Tell us about K Slay, and you, man, and just your thoughts on the man.
I'm really fucked up, man. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm sad, man. That was my boy, you know.
Yeah. If you want to turn your camera off, you can too. By the way, just so you know. I know it's.
Nah, it's all good. I just I haven't even really got to process it, you know. It's like,
yeah.
It's not like we chilled every day or anything like that, but the love was so real, and I've been chilling with K Slay, man, since 2006. 2006 was when the relationship began. 2008 was when I started going up to his show and freestyling, and after I went up there and like proved myself, he would put me on his mixtapes. Every single mixtape, he would send me a beat for 14 years straight. Every single year that I was on a K Slay tape, I would have to say I did at least 15 verses for him. And it was so special because there was really no Boston cats, specifically I'm from Lawrence. There was really no people from like Massachusetts on the tapes. So I'd always be the only one. And it was that way forever, bro. It was that way for like 10 whole years. It wasn't until last year, I believe, that he reached out to Millie's. There was other cats that started kind of popping from the town, and he reached out. But for a long time, bro, it was like I was the only one on the Slay tapes, man. So it was like it meant so much to me, bro, for him to I thought it was a one-time thing. I thought he was like, okay, he came to the show, he killed it, I'll give him a shot. And it wasn't like that. He really respected my pen, and just kept bringing me up, different. He's on my single. I'm on his single. He put me on the 50 MCs. He had a record with 50 of us.
Yeah, that we were talking about that earlier. That was it.
That was it. Yeah.
It was crazy.
With 110 of us. Where he broke records that there was never 110 rappers on one record. Never mind a video. Video comes out, millions of views. Then we did a 200. We did 200 MCs before he passed. And to my knowledge, he was all done with it. So, that's something I even wonder about now. I don't even know if it's even going to come out because he was the one in charge of it. But I hope it does come out because it was his dream and his goal to have the 200 MCs come out on one song. I told him he needed to put it on Netflix and make it a movie because it was going to be so long. I'm like, bro, it's going to be like an hour long. So he's like, yeah, I'll think about it. But, putting all that aside, bro, he was just such a real person, never held his tongue. He talked to people crazy, but it was because he loved the culture. So many people come into our culture. They try to steal from it. They try to disappropriate it. People come in and try to get over on people and use our culture, and they don't know the culture. They don't even know what hip-hop is about, where it's from. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen him bark on people. I've seen him be like, what? You don't know about this or that? And it was just like, we needed that, man. We needed that raw voice. He did so much, man, from being a graffiti legend to a mixtape legend to radio on radio for over 20 years, holding it down. Infinite projects, bro. Such a dope voice in hip hop. He was one of the flyest dressers ever.
He always had them custom fits too, right? The jacket game was crazy too.
Gucci fits with his name in Gucci, like that style, like, bro. That dude was the epitome of hip hop, man. It was a bad hit right now, bro. Just to be honest.
Yeah. I know it's tough. I mean, I reached out to a bunch of artists, but I just wanted to at least give y'all the floor if y'all wanted to come up.
Yeah.
I know it's so soon and everything. I just, this is from isn't this from this photo up here? Can you see this? Isn't this from one of the songs that you
that's from my single Straight Off the Block, which he did the intro for. And then
shout out to Fong. I see you wearing Fong's goon shirt too, man. You know Fong, I guess.
And rest in peace to my man Amaury. That's the one who gave me
Amaury. Yeah, yo, do you know that I didn't know that you were cool with Amaury? You know, that was one of my close friends, man. We lived literally like 5 minutes from each other.
Yeah, Amaury gave me that shirt. Amaury gave me that shirt, and Amaury
Amaury was such a fresh fly cat, right? And
he was a cool dude.
Fun as shit. Right,
that messed me up too, you know. So rest in peace to both of them. But
that's so crazy. You knew him more.
Yeah, it's crazy because right before Slay passed, or I should say, right before he got sick, I asked him to do my intro to my album, and he was like, "Yeah, I got you." So he sends it right back. Static did the beat, and I was supposed to drop it on December 10th, but then I got the record deal for the Paul Wall album, so I put that
crazy.
So I put the solo album on the ice, but it's been done. So it's even kind of messing me up now that my next album starts off with K Slay, you know, talking, and he's like, "Yo, Term, man, this is your 45th album, bro. Go ahead, go kill him." And it's just like, damn, it's gonna seem so eerie and feel so weird for him to be gone and the album to start like that. I mean, I guess it's God's plan, but
there's a beautiful way to tribute him, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's organic, It ain't no fake bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't go sample him and try to take it from before. Like this was
that's whack. And that's from the project with Paul Wall and Termanology. I was actually playing one of your records on my show. I have a radio show on Caffeine TV now. So I was playing one of the songs last week, I think it was. That's out now.
I went up to Sway in the morning last Friday, and when I was up there with Paul Wall, we were talking about our album, and I said, "Hey, Sway, I sampled you. Like, please don't sue me." And he said, "No, I don't sue rappers." He said, "If you use me in a movie or something, that's different." But he said, "I would never sue you." And I said, "Rest in peace to K Slay," because I sampled him on the intro. I mean, I got him on the intro, and I said, "I hope you get well soon." And then, you know, as you see, you know, what happened is what happened. So it's a bad hit for hip hop, man. We love him. I'm definitely, you know, gonna shout him out, try to keep his name alive on this side.
Yes.
Static's gonna do big on our show this Thursday, and I'm sure everybody's just gonna be bigging him up, man, because he's such a real dude. I'm gonna try to dig up all the videos I did for him. I did so much work for Slay, bro. Like,
I know, bro, you do work for the thing about that I always loved about you, Term, is that you, because I was talking about this is Mr. Jones, by the way. He's my co-host on this show.
My man.
He was asking about what the mixtape game. How come it went where it went, and I felt like a lot of artists felt like they didn't need the DJ no more. And Termanology is a guy that always he always fucked with you. If he respected you, he always messed with you. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm pretty sure I was the first mixtape DJ to play your record, the freestyle.
You was real early on me, especially in New York. You know what I mean? Like, you was real early on helping me out, and just when I first moved to New York, you came to my crib. We used to.
Oh yeah, I remember that punch you made.
Yeah,
that punch is no joke. There, you go to Term's house, you drink that punch. You better, you know.
Yeah, man. Yep, we used to get it in, but
yeah, great times, man.
I props to you, man, and of course, you know, I did a gang of freestyles for you, hosting.
Oh my God,
we were running around the city together. You know, freestyles with Nice the Future, freestyles by myself. We did the freestyle over the
93 Till Infinity is my favorite.
Classic one I did for you.
Special.
187 Radio, all that shit, man.
Did you do one once in Italy also? You recorded one in Italy or France?
I did.
Yeah, man. But you see, that's the thing. Like this guy puts so much work in, man. So all the success is really deserved for Termanology, and I love it. And he just loves hip hop. I mean, that's what it was, and that's the thing with K Slay. Like, he was the drama king. He just wanted. He was just trying to. I felt like K Slay wanted to filter out the bullshit all the time, and I respected him for that.
He did, and that's kind of what I was saying, where he was like, brutally honest to people. You know what I mean? Me, I'm kind of like a people pleaser. I'm like always trying to be nice to people, and even if I'm not really like a fan of what you do, I just won't talk about it. I won't give it no like. They'll be like, "Yo, get that shit the fuck out of here." You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, as much as it probably seems rude at the time, it's coming from a good place, because who's gonna protect our culture if we don't have the K-Slaves in the world? Who's gonna protect our culture, bro? Like,
yeah,
this is our culture, you know what I'm saying? And we care about it, and it needs to stay living and it needs to stay alive. So yeah, man, we took a very bad hit. Rest in peace to Slave, man.
Yeah, I had to do something because as I said earlier in the show, this guy inspired me to be a mixtape DJ. Like he really did. Like, I was just starting, but I'd see where he was, and he was high up there, and I'd be like, man, I gotta step my shit up, you know,
Man.
like
Mixtape DJs got rich off the mixtape game. That's how ill it was. Like, it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
That's why Drama and them got locked up, because it was like it was so lit back in the days for the DJ, man. And
that was crazy with Drama.
It was so crazy, man. Shout out to Drama.
You know what the illest shit about Drama was? When Drama got in trouble, he hit me up. He said, yo, let's do a mixtape, because we were talking about it. I was like, God damn, I guess he was like, F it. If I'm going down, I'm going to just put out 100 mixtapes with 100 different DJs.
Right. That's what's up. But yo, you can see the picture up you guys got up. He got the matching MCM hat.
I know. He was a
different guy, bro. This is every day. This is not.
You see with the sleeve, he had it rocking around the sleeve. It matching with the fitted hat.
He didn't just have one
snap.
You know that's an expensive fit, bro. Like, you know,
you never lie.
I'm talking about every day of the week. He had a different one of those that you probably never gonna see again, bro. This guy was different, man. We don't know what he was doing, but he was living his best life the whole time.
Facts.
Right.
Every time you see him in New York City, he always had some fresh shit.
Not to mention what he did for everybody locked up. Like, he was the head. He was making sure they were hearing the real hip hop on the radio.
Yeah, remember he'd be shouting people out.
Oh, every jail ever. He'd be like, yeah, Rikers, lock in. Like, shout out jail
man,
ever.
you're bringing me back, bro.
They play the locks, all that.
Yeah.
Then he was sending straight stunting magazines in there. So, bro, like, he's loved in every format, bro. He's loved by the women who were models, who he gave chances to.
Oh, yeah. What was it? What was the magazine that he would...
Straight stunting.
Yeah.
You know, then he's loved by the graffiti heads because he's an OG graffiti
classic.
Head. Dog, like, this touch so much bass over
He's hip hop. That's what I was saying earlier. He's truly covered so many elements of hip hop, you know.
Yeah, man. All right, peace, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
God bless. Yo, and thank you, man, for coming through. And guys, stay tuned for that new Termanology and check out that Paul Wall album. It's so fire. Or check all of his shit out. Much love, brother.
All right, famo.
Shout out to Termanology, man. Love that dude, man. Great fucking guy.
Seems like a real nice cat, man.
He's a stand-up guy, man. Stand-up guy, man.
Love that.
Papoose remind me of Big L. Yeah, Papoose is fire, bro.
Fire. I always thought he was smoking.
I always was a fan of Pap, you know?
Yes.
Cool cat too, man. Real cool cat, man. I
always thought it's
tons of times.
What was it, that alphabetical nightmare? What was that? What
the alphabet joint. That was sick. That was a sick joint.
I'm telling you, when I first heard that,
even his new shit, like, is still up to par. You know what I mean? He's dope, Pat. You know.
I always thought so.
Well, we heard an exclusive term. So we recorded 200 MCs.
Are you kidding me? I thought that was.
So hopefully that comes to light.
That would be such a treat. And the way Term said to put him on, he mentioned, yo, you should maybe make that a movie, man. Put it on something.
Wow.
That could be nice. No, we certainly did this.
It'll happen because the thing is that these artists love him, so they're gonna make sure to make it happen. Keep in mind, those joints are in studios. Those are all record. You know, K-Slate got a studio. I'm sure he has a lot of those verses. So someone that works with him can fly in all them verses. Hopefully it's made already, put together already. If not, I hope that it does happen, that 200 MC record.
That would be a treat.
One
And it gets
record.
into the right hands, you know?
Yeah.
It gets into the right hands and is put out correctly the way K would want it. You know what I'm saying? That's the most
thing.
important
But
part.
the thing is, even if it's not exactly laid out the way he wants it, the artists that recorded it for him are people he wanted on there. Because the 100 one, Rolling 110 Deep, that record is how long is that record? 40 minutes long. So do the math. You're talking
an hour and 20, over an hour.
80 minutes. You know what I mean? There's so many people on it. You had Chic Luch, you had Styles P, Dave East, Crooked Eye, Black Thought, Raekwon the Chef. I mean, it's so many artists on there. I wish I could play it, but you know how it goes down with that. But yeah, rest in peace to the Drama King. Put some in the chat, guys. We want to keep rocking, and we will.
Huge.
Yeah, so he once again, Jones, give him an update of what exactly happened. I'll take the leap real quick, man.
No problem, my man. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, April the 17th, 2022, New York City hip-hop influencer and graffiti artist DJ K Slade passed away on Easter Sunday at the age of 55 after a harrowing 4-month battle with COVID-19. He did, unfortunately, get COVID-19 during the December. And after a strenuous 4-month battle, he did pass away to complications due to COVID-19 after being put on a ventilator. A real name, Keith Grayson, and as everybody in the hip hop industry, we all know him as DJ K Slay, was a dominant figure in the hip hop culture with millions of fans worldwide. He will be remembered for his his passion, excellence, and legacy that'll transcended generations. As we've spoken about before, the mixtape game, the graffiti game, putting people on. We just had Termanology on here speaking about it. Everything. This is a huge loss for hip hop in general. And when you think about that, being in, K Slade was originally in that movie, in the movie as a prominent graffiti artist in the movie Style Wars. It came out actually in 1983, and his name, one of his better known tags names was Delz. So, and he helped it flourish the hip hop scene. He's known and stated that, he didn't so much set out to be a DJ. It was just something to do that was fun. And he enjoyed doing it and turned it into a career. I mean, you think about all the mixtapes and everything that he dropped and all the artists that he put over. I mean, it's insane to think about such a loss like this. And you got to, we've lost so many in the last year, between last year and now. And this is another one that's really tugs at your heartstrings, so to speak. Because if you're a fan of hip hop, you know who DJ K Slay is. You know what he brought to the table, and you know what kind of influence he had on that on the culture. So this is a huge loss for all of us. So make sure y'all smack that like button and share this content so we can get that out there to those who might not know just yet. But the Street Sweeper series was fantastic. I personally, being in Ohio, really appreciated that being to make it readily available, to be able to get something like that and be able to get a K-Slay mixtape, anything like that was a huge deal. And when I heard this morning, it really took me, I had to take a step back. We've lost so many, and to put K Slay's name on that list is absolutely it's just a little, it touches you in a way sometimes. It's the part you don't like. You can, this is just that part of life that it never prepares you for. And when somebody like this is such a big influence on a culture that you love and a music and environment that you love so much, you never get used to this feeling. It's always shocking. So again, yesterday on April the 17th, 2022, Keith Grayson, also known as DJ K Slay, passed away from a 4-month harrowing battle after being put on a ventilator due to complications of COVID-19.
Unreal, man.
Yeah,
so thank
super
you to K Slay, man. I kind of want to hang it just a little bit longer, just in case we get some more artists in here. Because I have a few artists, but I know heads are just getting up. You know, it's just the fact of life. These artists be sleeping late. You know what I mean? Damn.
Yeah,
man.
That was a real nice having Termanology on here. You know, sharing what an impact K-Slade had.
You know, I've known Term for a while. I gotta say, it just hurts my heart, man. Just seeing, you know, I know he's upset. Like, I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, that got me, like, my emotions going. I mean, as I said, you heard him. I mean, we used to hang out at his apartment, man, in the Bronx all the time and hang out, like, and I just, like, consider him a friend of mine. So I just hate seeing friends, upset. But I wanted to at least offer people that I know that
absolutely
that K-Slade helped, with his career, and yeah, man. I mean, this as I said, this is a live broadcast, so we could just chill. I'm trying to get one guy in here. He's just a little busy at the moment, but he may have a second in a minute. So I want to wait a second just in case, but
absolutely, I agree. That'd be a treat. When I first heard that Street Sweepers, some of the Street Sweepers series that K-Slade dropped out, I always got a kick out of little drops they would say, the drama king, K-Slade, I always got a kick out of that stuff, man. You being
that
from
block thing though, back in the days, bro. I forgot.
How was that?
About it, man.
Yeah, I saw y'all jump around. I saw you perk up when
brought me back. Termanology.
Preach.
I swear he brought me back, bro.
Yeah, I could tell.
He shot out everywhere, and with the shot out everywhere it was crazy. It was crazy love. That's what it was. Not crazy. It was crazy love.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I personally don't remember that, but I can only imagine hearing that and getting excited. That's mad love for somebody to do that to those for those folks and stuff like that he was mentioning. That's mad love. I respect that just hearing that now. And he was definitely, like you said, one of the pioneers of the DJ game.
Mixtape game and mixtape game definitely. Now I wouldn't like as I said, like me coming up, it was Doo-Wop, Clue, and Tony Touch, and then you would start seeing like Khaled, him, and then you would have other guys like from Big Mike to me to White Owl after, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, guys like even Big Mike, I'm sure he feels the same way I feel, like DJ Big Mike, shout out to Connecticut. Like we were inspired by these guys, I mean, it was like, how can you not? And the thing is, the guy, as you heard what Term said, if you gave him this was how it would work with a lot of artists that I know, right? You meet him, if you gave him a good first impression, he'd tell you to come up to the radio show or lay some down. But a lot of times he'd have people just come up, right? If you already may have heard something from you, or maybe you had to spit something for him. But if you want him over at the show, that's it. He'd take you under his wing, and he would always want you to be a part of his stuff.
I like that.
His projects,
Yeah, I like that myself.
Right? It's just like, it just sucks. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, COVID, guys, this COVID shit is real, man. And a lot of we spoke about this lightly. I don't know how it got brought up. I don't think you were on because you were busy last week working a lot. And someone was downplaying COVID, and it's not a fucking joke, guys. It's not a joke, man. All right.
Still here. It's not going anywhere.
It's still here. The thing is, a lot of people may not even know that they have like an underlining issue with their health, right?
Oh, you're absolutely correct.
And then it comes to play, and that's when it catches up on you. Now, look, when I got COVID, I thought I was going to die. I just didn't tell you guys that, And I don't even know if there's something really wrong with me, to this day. I don't know. So, I mean, we just don't know what's going on with her health. And that's why we have to go to the doctor, bro. We have to go to the doctor, guys. We have to get checked out. It's really effing important that we do so. It's really, really important. This is courtesy of Intel Hiphop. This is from DJ Paul. Shout out to DJ Paul. We're trying to get DJ Paul on the Sneaker Addict show or here because he and shout out to my homegirl Dove. We're trying to get him on the show because he's really into sneakers and collectibles, and horror movies too. And if I do with the horror, I really want to get Riddick. Yeah. And Riddick has no idea that I even have him already in mind. And that's just how I do. I always look out for my.
Right. Damn right you do. Too.
But let's listen to what he has to say because, this guy's a legend right here. Oops, it's not. I'm not hearing the audio. Is it up on the screen? Yeah.
It is up on the screen.
Hit 1, 2, 3 if you can hear it. Let me see. Why am I not hearing it?
I have to take my brother, K Slay, man. K Slay was my brother, man. Anytime I was in New York,
can you hear him?
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime I was in New York and I needed anything, he always took care of me. I was always on his albums. He was always on my albums. We've gotten to a situation where we're getting way too soft and we believe anything.
This is what Term was talking about before.
When I say we, I don't mean me and my team because, I'm speaking on a bunch of other mothers out here. You falling for anything. Mother will sell your mother as an island for $50 and you'll believe it.
Man.
Stop being stupid, people. I'm to the point where I'm not even hanging around no stupid. When I talk to you and I try to put something in your head, like I've been trying to tell you for a minute right now, you still being stupid. Done with you.
He on that drama king wave right there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Intel Hiphop once again.
And that's how everybody need to do. Like, if you talking to a mother, I heard that's stupid, and they falling for all the mother bullshit, get the away from them right now.
That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's an epidemic, man. There's too many people full of bullshit in this world. And that's one thing I learned recently. Once you start seeing that funny business, time to move on.
They just
keep it going.
Life. They destroying everything. Being dumb. Dumb.
Yeah.
Y'all know who you are. You feel real bad about what's going on right now, don't you? God bless you all.
He writes here, my brother, I thought you would have you would have outlived us all. Our history goes so far back. It meets my son on my tour bus as a little baby to rock songs for over a decade together. When I did my first video with Dave East, you connected the dots on everything. You always had me on the show and premiered my new shit, I guess. You did so much in the industry, big bro. Enjoy being in a better place. We'll meet you on hell. I mean, on earth. Man, yeah, very sad, man.
Yeah, man. It is. It is. Hey, it's super sad. You never get used to this type of thing, ever. This is the part of life that sucks.
Yeah, it really is. I'm curious to see if Pat Who put anything up on Instagram. Let me check.
This is that part that stinks, man.
No, he hasn't. I don't think. A day ago. Let's see. Let me check out a few different people real quick that may write something. Let me see this. Let's see right here. Oh, Funk Flex wrote over here. Just rest in peace. Funk Master Flex wrote something. Yeah, man. It's sad.
Super sad, Delz. Super sad, famo.
It really is.
A lot of times, these things happen. People pass away and things, and it just puts things it puts life in a big perspective for you. It can all be taken away tomorrow, like that, without even thinking about it. It's important, like Delz said, that you hear the phrase a lot of times nowadays, health is wealth. You hear that more than ever, and it's the truth, because with things coming up with this pandemic, and people think it's going away. It's not going away anymore. It's not going anywhere. All these things are super important for you to go get a checkup, for you to see if you have any underlying effects, anything that's going on, so that you can be prepared and take care of yourself, so that you can be on this earth for as long as possible, because everybody has something to offer. And K-Slay being taken away is far too soon is another example of how precious life is and how quick it can be here and taken away tomorrow. It's really, it's important that we take care of ourselves so that we can be here to take care of our loved ones and the people that matter to us most. It's really important.
Yeah. It really is, man. I mean, I'm going to the gym as much as I can. I want, we gotta take care of our health, man. We really do, because it's I don't know. I'm just
taken back, bro.
I'm like, I'm just like thinking about like when I was younger, like, and just like how it was in New York, and just like you would see K-Slay, you just see him out there in the streets, in the clubs, and he was doing good, and you would be like, wow, it would just be like, it's inspiring, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can only
really
imagine.
Inspiring. So, yeah, I mean, unless you guys got something you want us to talk about, we're gonna skate up out of here in a second. I think if you didn't watch from the beginning, we did have Termanology on, talking about K-Slay. And damn,
that's a great picture too.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anyone else said anything on social that we can check out, and I'm trying to think who else would write something.
Ain't seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys, let's take care of our health. let's take this Cove shit seriously too, man. You know, it's not a joke, man. This shit is. Some people say it's all types of bullshit. It's not, man. Shit is real. You know what I mean? It's real out. It's real. All right.
It is.
I mean, we lost also not too long ago. Was it 2 years ago? We lost Fred. You know, not too long ago from that shit. So, and he was on K-Slay show all the time. So, but yeah, man, I'm DJ Delz. We got Jonesy in here. Watch this show from the beginning. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up. We'll be on the Sneaker Addict Live eventually. We may come back here and talk about some other things and something else I want to speak about. May come back here in a little bit. Jones was at what was the place called again?
The Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and he interviewed so many wrestlers. So be on the lookout for a special with Jones. So it's going to be amazing. And we out of here, guys. Much love. All right. Watch from the beginning. Share. Please share these videos. Please. All right. Talked about a lot with the hip hop culture, man. Watch from the beginning. Leave your comments. Do me a favor. Refresh this and after count to 10 right after I end the show, and refresh and just leave a comment. Hit the like if you're watching live. If you're watching on a playback, hit one of them boxes. Watch another video. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so you get me another plaque. We out.